doing another sit down video today. No vlog this week because I'm honestly just working a lot and have nothing fun to show you. So I figured it could be fun to introduce myself. I am in kind of a weird chapter of my life right now. I'm in a very much an in-between phase, and even though you're seeing my day-to-day in my vlogs, I feel like I need to give y'all background context as to like who I am, what I'm doing here, things I like, you know, just so you guys can kind of get a vibe. Decide for yourself if you think we might get along. I don't know. Consider this a first date, but it's just me that talks. So, for starters, my name's Malin. That's like Melinda without the duh. That's usually how I tell people how to pronounce it. That was made up. That is a made up name that my parents came up with. I think they got inspiration from a baby book, but they changed it around a little bit. I'm 21. My birthday is in July, so I'm like 21 and a half-ish, I guess. And that also makes me a Cancer, if you're into that. I'm not like big into astrology, but I do think it's fun to look at every once in a while. So I grew up in New Hampshire, so I'm an East Coast girl. I'm very proud to be an East Coast girl. I miss it all the time. New Hampshire was it's a very small state, and I grew up in a very small town. So I'm very happy that I got out, but I do have a better appreciation for it now that I spent some time away. And I guess to go along with that, when I turned 18 and I went to college, I moved to Colorado to go to Colorado State University. I recently graduated in December of 2024 with my degree in computer science. So that's usually something that people are a little surprised to hear. I feel like I don't present like a stereotypical computer science student, and a lot of my interests are kind of like all over the place, so maybe you wouldn't have guessed that, maybe you would, I don't know. I have a computer science degree now, which sounds fucking stupid because my dumbass shouldn't have any sort of science degree, but here we are. I have an older sister, she's 24, and she also lives in Colorado now. She recently moved, like within the past year she moved out here, so it's lovely when I get to see her and hang out with her. And then my mom too, I'm super close with. She's still back in New Hampshire, so I don't get to see her as much as I would love to, but we talk all the time, very close to my mom. So that's kind of my elevator pitch. Like, that is like the basics of what you need to know. Now let's get into fun stuff. Let's get into the things that like I care about, that you might care about. I guess I'll start with like, whenever I'm asked what my passion is, I usually say music. I love music. I always have. Growing up, I played instruments and I danced for 13 years, like competitively, and now I play guitar, and yeah, so music has always been a huge part of my life. I've always loved listening to it. I've always loved playing it on instruments, dancing to it, you know, however I can. I'd say my music taste is pretty all over the place. I'd say generally it's pretty basic. My top 5 artists for Spotify Wrapped last year were Taylor Swift, Gracie Abrams, Billie Eilish, Dominic Fike, and Wallows. Kind of a strange mix, actually, now that I say that out loud. The one thing I won't listen to is country. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I don't know what it is. I try not to be a hater, but I definitely am. Here's the thing. I think listen to whatever makes you happy. Country music invokes a visceral reaction out of me that like really upsets me. Other than that, I'm pretty open to lots of genres of music. But yeah, I play the guitar now. I played the drums in high school. I can play a teeny tiny little bit of piano just because my sister played piano growing up and we had a piano in the house, so I would like mess around on it. Other hobbies outside of music, I love to read. I think I've talked about that in a couple of my videos. I am very much into reading. Again, pretty basic with that stuff. Like, I love a good romance novel, I can't lie. I had explained this in a previous vlog, but I like to alternate between like a cute, easy read romance novel and then maybe something more serious or like a classic or something like that. I don't know if you guys want to like start a book club or something, like I would love that. So I also love fashion, and that's something that like I don't often claim as a hobby because I feel like it's kind of hard to like practice fashion, I guess. But I do really enjoy like clothes and styling, and there was like a couple years where I was like, I have a whole stack of like Vogue magazines, like I collect Vogue magazines. I love like the Met Gala and like red carpet looks, like I love all that stuff. I don't don't know how you describe my style. I know there's like words for it out there. I get told a lot that I look like I'm from the East Coast, so maybe that's good context for you. Kind of a random niche interest, but F1, Formula 1 racing, I don't know, it's like my man hobby. I don't like root for like football or anything, so like my team and like my sport would be F1, I guess. I root for McLaren as a team, and my favorite driver is Lando Norris. So I plan my weeks around it. I love it so much. I'm so excited for the season to start. So yeah, you might hear me talking about that a little bit here and there, and I know that that's a very niche interest, so I'm sorry if that doesn't resonate with a lot of you, but maybe for a couple of you it will. And those are kind of like the pillars, I think, of like my hobbies and my interests. I'd say those are like my like inside out. What are those called, those islands? Personality islands or whatever. Those are like my islands in my head. I guess just other like general things about me. I'm pretty introverted. I'd say I'm like an introvert that has kind of learned to be extroverted over time. I'm not like a social butterfly or anything like that. I've talked about it many times, but I do struggle with like social anxiety, so that definitely makes it hard for me to like want to like go out and rage. And I will every once in a while. Like I do enjoy like going out and being with my friends, but I'm definitely not like a party girl or anything like that, which no hate if you are. That looks like a blast. My chemical imbalance won't let me enjoy that. So yeah, so that's something that I touch on a lot, is just mental health and taking care of mental health. So I'm pretty sarcastic too. I think right now I'm being very polite with you guys. I think right now I'm being very polite, but I think you can see in some of my past videos, especially when I'm like with Ashley, I can be very sarcastic. And I think that really is just like the New England in me. I was just kind of raised, that's like our love language out there, is just like kind of being snarky. I'm really big on like revisiting things that you loved when you were little. Like I feel closer to my middle school self than I ever have before. Yeah, so just like things like Legos. Like I love Legos, and I feel like I have for a very long time, but I think I also didn't believe that that was like a girly hobby to have, or like a cool hobby to have. And things like I said, like in middle school I loved blind boxes. Like I loved little like collectible toys, and you had no idea what you were gonna get. And now that's like, I love Sunny Angels, and I love Smiskies, and I love things like that. So even like this vlog, like when I was in middle school, like this was my dream, to like feel brave enough to like put myself out there and like start a channel and just do it because I loved it so much. And yeah, so y'all are meeting me in kind of a weird phase of life. I'm graduated. I don't even think I said this at the beginning, but I have a corporate office job lined up for me in August, starting in August. So that's gonna be a transition for sure coming up, but I'm like really just trying to be like present here and in this little moment of life. So I'm excited to have you here with me, and if any of these interests resonate with you, like please let me know. And if there's any sort of like content you want to see based around them, like again, please let me know, whether that's like in the comments, or if you're a friend watching this, feel free to text me, like whatever. But yeah, I just wanted you guys to know, if you're watching vlogs, if you're watching the other videos, I just want you guys to like know who I am and have this to reference. And if you happen to stumble upon this channel and you're like, what the heck is this girl all about? Like, here I am. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye! Love ya!